you everyone. I'm Thomas, one of the co-founders of Maurice Nora, and thanks of course Faniner. Maybe a few quick questions before we start. Who has already used Lovable in your restaurant? Okay, all of you. Who is a technical person? Okay. So a lot of people that are not technical and using Lovable. I'll tell you a bit more about our journey of going from a vibe to viable project. That's before I'll tell you a bit more. I want to introduce you to Andre. And Andre was actually one of our very first Bible fights. He's an old man, 82 years old. He is in Antwerp. He's independent, but lately he was struggling a little bit getting to his possible appointments. And there he was looking for help, and it took weeks, months, and maybe didn't find help at all. But there we're actually living in a world where you can order an Uber in 11 minutes. You can get a hot meal delivered at your place in 60 minutes. And maybe, depending on your profile, of course, you can have a dinner match in 48 minutes. But if you need help for picking up your kids from school, or you need support for your grandmother, or to be able to get to your doctor appointments as an elderly person, it's super, super hard. And that's what we are solving with Maurice Nora. We have a platform to connect screen students with families and elderly to help them with non-medical care. And there we are helping with gardening, grocery shopping, school pickups, after school care, and we want to build the Uber for non-medical care. There we are 12 months in. We now have more than 3,000 screens students. We have more than 2,000 registered clients. And next up we are focusing on B2C. We are also focusing on employers offering our services as an employee benefit to their staff. And we are active really all over Flanders and Brussels. Why we believe we can also really win with Maurice Nora is based on convenience, that we really do the matching, the speed, we can match in minutes, the scope, just offer a very broad scope of activities, flexibility and trust. But there, I'm a non-technical founder, so I had the idea in the summer of 2024, I had an initial idea, but then in February and March 2025, I was looking for a co-founder. I talked to agencies, I asked around. The cheapest serious quotes, and that's from a Ukrainian development agency, was plus 100K for just the MVP of the platform. Of course, I don't have the 100K, so I was actually kind of screwed. And I was trying with some high quality tools back then, first with the Bolt, was like in January, February, it was all reflected, but I got stuck after a few iterations, and then I encountered Lovable on LinkedIn, and I had the idea, maybe I can really build it with Lovable, and I started prompting. So I was in March 2025, with just some first prompts, so saying, okay, I want to create this website, I want to have like a login functionality for clients, for students, the full application process of these students, like some kind of matching engine. And after less than 8 weeks, our platform went live with paying users. So it was actually in May 2025, which is of course crazy, because the Ukrainian development agency was asking 100K for like a trajectory of 3 to 4 months, and I could build almost the entire scope of the MVP in less than 2 months. We went live. I was still looking, of course, a bit for technical co-founder, and in June 2025 I met Klaas, my co-founder and CTO. But also, just after actually just before I had class, I participated in a competition of Lovable. It was Lovable Shipped. It was a 6 weeks program in which companies who just enter of ideas, were like most early stage, gender stage, and the top 10 could go on a trip to Stockholm to meet the founding team. Which was, of course, I'm very competitive, which was, of course, indeed the goal to be in that top 10. And during these 6 weeks, I could really make a lot of progress, also more users, and I ended 4th worldwide at Lovable Shipped. And there I had the chance to go at the end of August to Stockholm to meet the Lovable team and the Lovable headquarters, but to meet Elena, their head of growth, Kelly, their head of design. I really had like one-on-one conversation with Anton, founder of Lovable, which was of course a super, super crazy experience. At the end of last year, in December, we kind of stopped using Model, but we're still very heavily using AI-powered coding. And I think there, for sure, in like the first months, for sure in May, June, were like crazy times. Like in the morning, I was also screening students on the phone. Then on the afternoon, because we didn't have enough students yet, I went like to an elderly lady to help her 5 hours in the garden. And then in the evening, there was no coding on the platform until I fell asleep. I think back then, for sure, and I think still now, we didn't show, of course, is security. Because we are also using a lot of personal details of people. Was really a risk, which is a bit scary when you're also building Lovable as a non-technical person, because you have actually no clue what's maybe happening. But I think what went crazy right with Lovable is that there went like an MVP in like weeks instead of quarters or years, which is extremely crazy that it's possible, because like 2 years ago, never possible, like a non-technical person to build a platform, to get users, to get validation, which is really, really crazy for your speed to market. I think there to, for example, Stripe, to include it in your entire platform and to build like a full end-to-end checkout flow, it's super, super smooth. Instead of maybe like paying attention, it's just built in a few hours. And the beginning of building a company, you get a lot of feedback of people, and you should get a lot of feedback of people. Talk to your users. Users were saying and asking for features or changes nearly, or we felt our decision should be better, or there should be some kind of feature in our platform, and we could just build it the same day. Which of course, for users who are not technical at all or no clue about AI boarding, is mind-blowing. What maybe did not scale, and what's really an issue for us, there was no staging environment. So in your case, clients are just building in your production, but of course, if you are having a lot of users, a lot of data, then we have hundreds of students, hundreds of clients, which are then really shipping towards the production is a big risk. Which was also actually Lovable didn't allow to have like multiple domains linked with one GitHub. So we actually lean at the domain, but then you have like all different kinds of GitHubs. There was there's still no possibility for having a one repo, and the reliability is really fast. Of course, there were like some illogical database structures on which in class struggled a lot to get them. And I think with building with Lovable, there could be like some lookalike syndrome. I think a lot of these Lovable projects, they look the same. And there, maybe our product is really looking like a Lovable platform, and Lovable is extremely great in building features, but maybe not really in building systems. In October, we were actually the local example in a skeptical article. Was in the TED, was one of the first articles actually of the TED about Lovable. And the article was saying, okay, everyone can code with AI, but there are a lot of bugs. And I think the journalist, of course, was asking the right question. I think maybe they are a bit too skeptical, but I think from the inside, you're also asking a bit these questions for sure with doing Lovable if you are really going to an advanced platform. So we graduated Lovable, but I think we will never graduate AI. In the last months, we shipped a native mobile app for our clients. It's on iOS, Android, fully with cloud code. We are launching a native app for our students very soon. We built advanced WhatsApp integrations for communication with clients, students, without having them to open the app, but they can just book or having reminders in their WhatsApp. And we built very advanced AI voice agents to allow seniors or just clients to book services 24/7 via just a natural conversation. And we have also are really leveraging AI voice agents for the screening of our students to really do a deep dive on their profile and do like very personalized interview at scale. And we are really big believers of AI-powered coding, and really almost maybe everything can be built today with AI, and it's only getting faster and faster. As now, our technical team consists actually of 3 people, with Jens, founding engineer, Sven there, Klaas as co-founder and CTO, and then Tima as founder associate. And with just 3 people, we really have at least a 10-person output, which is, of course, crazy, which you couldn't imagine like a few years ago. I think a few things we maybe wish we knew earlier. The first one is that you should, you are really leveraging to talk to your LLM, and to talk to Cloudcode or to Lovable or to Cursor or just any LLM, as it's faster than typing, and it also picks up the ones better. When you are just typing, it's already making a translation into the prompt. And we're using spokenly, which is really something you should use. Secondly, you should really validate fast on small budget. As with Lovable, you can just build a new prototype extremely quickly, validate, which is of course the whole point of building a startup. Third, with Lovable and maybe just AI in general, I think it's super important to build your own design, because everything you put will maybe look the same, but there if you're building your own design system, for example, this whole presentation is built with AI, with Cloud Design maybe a few hours, because our whole design system of Maurice Nora is in Cloud, and then really builds with AI, it's really your own design. There we also moved away actually from Lovable as well for our website, because our website is now on Next.js. And what's the reason? Because we have a lot of images, because it's a human story with people, so also on the website, not there are a lot of images, and with Lovable can only build in React, and there it's just too slow for the page loading. And we really believe that if you want to go next level, that design will win. Our ambition and vision is that we are born in Antwerp, but that we are really building for Europe. And our story is really just getting started, as next week we will have our biggest announcement and PR launch so far. So really watch our social media challenge. If there are any runners in the room, we are also organizing on May 11 a run through Antwerp, which is celebrate what we are going to announce next week. So really follow us along. If you want to talk, Klaas and I will be here tonight, so of course, very open for chats about Lovable or AI coding, or of course about Maurice Nora. Thank you everyone.